Hi, in this video we're going to take a look at alcohol classification. So when you talk about alcohol classification, what we're really looking at is the number of carbon groups coming off of the alcohol carbon itself. So I could have a compound like this that just has one alkyl group. We'll just call that R1, let's say. This carbon right here can be classified as what's called a primary alcohol. So it only has one carbon substituent coming off the alcohol carbon. Now, as you might imagine, I could also have an alcohol that had two alkyl groups like this, R1 and R2. And R1 and R2 could be the same or different alkyl groups, it doesn't matter. But in this case, since I have two groups coming off, the circled carbon would be called a secondary alcohol carbon. And then lastly, I could have the last situation where I could have a central alcohol carbon now that has three alkyl groups attached. And as you might expect, that's going to be called tertiary. So if we were to draw out a couple examples of these now, just simple molecules, something like ethanol. Okay, probably everyone's favorite molecule, maybe on a Friday night, I don't know, but that's an example of what's called a primary alcohol. So when you look at this and you're trying to classify ethanol as being primary, secondary, tertiary, you look at the carbon that's actually attached to the OH and you just count the number of carbon substituents coming off. So there's only one, so this is a primary. Okay, let's look at another common alcohol. Many of you have probably run across. It's this one. This would be called 2-propanol or isopropanol, otherwise known as rubbing alcohol. So if you take a look again at the alcohol carbon, just count up the number of carbon substituents. Here it has 1 and 2, so this would be a secondary. And then lastly, let's take a look at this alcohol. Okay, using the same methodology, you would look at the actual alcohol carbon, count the substituents. We have 1, 2, 3. This is a tertiary alcohol. This molecule is actually called tertiary butyl alcohol. So that covers alcohol classification.